Hello and welcome back, folks, to our upgraded survival series, episode 4, I believe now we're on. We just finished up our farm in the last episode. There's a few things that I also want to do today that I hope I'll be able to get done. We're going to pass on doing this gatehouse right now because that would require me to build on a diagonal, and I don't want to think about that right now. So that'll be a project for another day. What I do want to get started on is making our house and base looking a little bit nicer. I mean, obviously it's just very basic right now. Let's see if we can't get a good view. Make the jump. Yeah. Alright. So as you can see, we just have our little basic entrance right there that I haven't touched since I built it. Or mined it, I should say. What we're going to do is hopefully make that look a little bit nicer, and I want to go inside and mine basically like a spiral staircase, and we'll have the base be in this mountain and just be multi-layered. And I want to go all the way to the top and have a tower that's just built up there. So that's one of the things that I want to get done today. I don't think the interior of the base will get done. I just kind of want a basic layout, but I do want that staircase and the tower all built up. So that's basically the first thing that we need to get done. Or I guess we're doing that second because there's one other thing that I want to do before that, and that is find a slime chunk. So that'll take a little bit of testing. I kind of have an idea of where one is, but I want to be able to have a piston door here in place of just this basic door because, it's a little lame. Not really my style. I think, go ahead and show you where I suspect a slime chunk to be. Case in point, hold on. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. Right around here. I believe there's a slime chunk somewhere in this vicinity. It's going to be really difficult to kind of tell exactly the area, so I'll just go ahead and I'll mine out a small chunk and go all the way down to basically all the lava that's down there, and we'll see if we can't get them to spawn consistently in that little padded area. But on the topic of last episode, I looked into it, and from what I could tell, for the sheep problems that we're having, them not regrowing their wool, apparently in snapshot 1.0.1, which is apparently exactly what I was thinking, is where they updated sheep to eat grass to regrow their wool. So we're just gonna have to wait because I don't have access to that snapshot. So we're just gonna have to wait until version 1.1 before we can start using more woolen projects, which I'm not entirely, in a rush for, so I'm not too worried about that. So we'll go ahead and get started with the mining out of this just little area. I'm probably going to make it so that there's no spawning platforms other than down there, just in this general area. And so hey man, I'm trying to do stuff over here. I'll go ahead and get this stuff mined out, and we'll report back if it's a success or not. Loser. Alright, so I tried mining that out and I couldn't get them to spawn consistently, and I also ran into the problem of I have no conceivable way of finding out where in the world chunks are, so I couldn't find an exact position. So we're going to have to do one little cheat for our, F3 key, which I don't want to be using, mostly just because if I get lost, I want to be able to either, try finding my way back, or we're restarting in a different area. So I went ahead and went to 0, 0, which should be right at this block right here, and also found both of our positive directions. That way I can map out chunks individually, so I'll have to bring this all the way over back to our base over there. I thought that our 0, 0 would be near our spawn back over there, but it was not. It, for some reason, is all the way over here. So I'm going to painstakingly count all these chunks all the way over and back to wherever that slime chunk is at, and we'll go ahead and get started from there. So I have now painstakingly counted and recounted all the what should be chunk borders, starting from way over there, probably about 200 blocks if I had to guess. So all of these should be corners of chunks going in the positive direction. We need to bring it all the way over to around where the slime chunk is suspected to be. I think, yeah, right here is around the, I mined up from right here is where the area I think it is, and here's where one of the chunks start. I already mined down there. We'll have to take the, unless. I got balls, I got balls, I got balls. Oh. Alright. Nobody panicked or wet their pants. Go ahead and continue. I'm expecting it to probably be in, because if that's a chunk over here and that one is there, I'm expecting it's going to be in this one over here, just because that's where I've for sure seen at least one spawn in that chunk. So we'll go ahead and we'll mine out that area, at least down there, and we'll see if we get any successful spawns. Yippee. Alrighty, so we've gotten everything mined out here. This should be the chunk in which I'm guessing they're spawning, and I believe they can spawn from, I think it's layer 40 or 42 down to 0. So I just cleared out this at lava level because I thought it was the best space for it. I'm going to go ahead and just light around these caves a little more, see if I can't get them to spawn. I'll just come and keep checking back. Okay, so I thought while we're waiting for those slimes to spawn, or potentially spawn, that we could go ahead and get started on our tower and staircase here. I'm thinking we're just going to have it on the tallest portion of this mountain right here. So it'll be a little off to the side, but I think right up here should be okay. I think we'll flatten this out a little bit more, just so it has a little more, you know, width to it, so we can make an actual kind of a bigger tower. Doesn't have to be too fancy of one. I just kind of want one because I think it'll look cool. Oh, hey, I have an extra. So go ahead and clear out all this dirt right here and just flatten this little spot out. And I'm thinking we'll just kind of eyeball the center, mine straight down. I know that's risky, but I also don't care. And we'll see where that takes us. I'm hoping it'll be not too inconvenient to dig out. I don't want it to, like, the stairs to poke out the side, so we'll probably favor over here anyways. So I think this should be wide enough. I can flatten it out later too if we need. Okay. Yeah, that is a nice view of that. Okay. So I think if we just eyeball, probably there's 5 blocks right there. Maybe we'll move over. No, I think right here, 5 blocks over there should be more than enough. I don't think the staircase is going to be that big. So we'll go ahead and just mine down here. I think there's a little cave. Yeah. Cave right here. We'll just mine until, I'm guessing, 20 more blocks. Let's see where... Man, there's a lot of caves here. We'll light these up here. See where this takes us. I'm thinking we'll just have a giant, like, oak log pillar that will be going where I'm mining currently, and maybe just some oak plank slabs just for like a little spiral staircase effect. Okay, I'm guessing I think it'll be better to mine over here. I'm pretty sure this is deep enough. It's going to be kind of hard to gauge things. Okay, I think we went too deep. We definitely went too deep. Alright. I'm going to line this up real quick and check back in. Too short. Oh, perfect. Alright, I think it's ready. Ready for a full blast of wheat and everything. Wow. Goodness. That's a lot more than I thought it would be. Hope I have inventory space for that. How's it? Okay, I think we're done. Here we go. Oh, that was nice. Only 63. Oh, whatever. Food's food. Alright, we can shut it off now. Okay, so we got a little more cleared out here. I had to extend our base just a little bit that way just to make sure everything was kind of centered to where I wanted this to be. We cleared out all the layers that I think we're going to need. It's not going to be super big. And like I said before, we're just going to have, I don't have any on me, but we're just going to have like oak logs go all the way from here to basically tippy top and kind of like a spiral half slab staircase that just slowly winds up. It'll be pretty simple. I think we'll just have like stone bricks on the sides and think the only place we can really have different levels is there and there, just because it's too shallow, and we'll probably poke outside on these two ends. No. Oh, my body, my body, my body, my heart. My balls. Okay, so I've cleared out this section for the slime chunk, as well as two other, or I guess 3 other layers, this one and 2 more up there. I've gotten only 1 slime to spawn here so far, and I've spent the last 3 hours mining and lighting up all the caves that are surrounding this, and I have yet to get another spawn since then. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. While I've been exploring, I've been getting a crap ton of slime balls from that, but I can't seem to get any to spawn around here. I'm curious if it's a light level problem. I thought how they spawned was they could spawn in regular light levels in slime chunks, so having a torch around here wouldn't affect anything. That doesn't seem to be the case, at least from what I can tell, not really. When I found other areas where slime spawn and I've lit them up and left a few spaces like not lit up, and then I went back later. Yeah, then I went back later and they were only spawning in those dark areas, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So we're going to leave this level mostly dark and that bottom level to see what happens with that. I don't think there's much more I can do with this today, so we're just going to leave it at that, and we're going to continue back with our building project for the day for getting that tower complete. So we've gotten this whole area cleared out for the tower. Go check what it looks like from the top. But I think this is about, I want to say 45, 50 blocks tall. It's not going to be very big on the inside because this is going to include wall blocks. So it's just going to have a giant log pillar all the way in the middle that's going to shoot all the way up. Then we're going to build a small, like almost watchtower kind of thing up here, maybe even like a light tower, lighthouse type thing. And we'll see how that works. We're going to also have just a big spiral staircase that's just going to lead the whole way up. We're not going to build any of the other levels yet, like I said earlier, but we'll get what we can done today. So. Where'd all my shit go? Go away. Okay, so now that all the shenanigans are through with, this thing should be all built and ready to be traversed. Because of the lack of any top slabs yet, we can't, it's a very crude method, the staircase, so you're going to bonk your head a lot, especially on the way down. But I did manage to prevent any like head bonking spots, so like I can't get stuck on anything, but I can hit my head a lot, so on the way down I'm probably going to smack my head into that. But there's nowhere you can really actually get stuck, which is nice. I couldn't really find a good pattern either for this, so it's all very inconsistent. If you'll notice, none of it makes sense. I also have no idea which direction I'm facing. Now that I'm thinking on it, maybe the staircase was a bad idea for how long it takes to get up here, but here we are, all the way to the top with a great view of our farm over there. I'm thinking that we'll make the base of this tower probably out of some brick, just because I think it'll add a nice contrast to all the stone brick I've been using. So I'll have to go collect some of that. But I don't want to make this too fancy or complex of a design, just want to make a nice little watchtower. I was thinking maybe even like a lighthouse structure, but I think we'll save that for another build in another place. But partially because I can't get any wool yet to make it, because those bastards over there don't regrow their wool yet. Have to wait till the next update for that. So we'll just stick with brick and probably either more stone bricks or cobblestone, or maybe even regular stone, we'll see. I'll go ahead and make the long and arduous journey back down here, and we'll get back to it. Also, I'm forgetting to go over the water bucket incident. I may have mistimed the jump, and when I fell, I landed right about here. The water itself placed, when I respawned I came over here and all the water was still here. But about, I want to say 80% of all of my items they literally just disappeared off the face of the planet. I think I kept my shovel and my bread, and I think that was it. I think that's all that survived. Maybe some like slabs and a couple stone bricks, but everything just somehow disappeared off the face of the earth. Not sure how that works, but we will be avoiding trying to do that again in the future. And those creepers were caused a bit of a mishap in here. There's another one. Go. New plan. There we go. Okay, desperate times call for desperate measures. We need to make a bow. Take these fools out. Thinking we'll just flank them right around here. Using our new secret exit that I'm thinking I'll build a little dock right here maybe. Just because I don't really want a big dock out in the open, because it's a small reservoir that we're in right now. I don't want to have too much sticking into it. See if we can't take these fools out. They're there. Get back. Goodness, these guys are tough. And also really stupid. They just keep jumping. There we go. That's it. Oh yeah, if you'll notice, I've been breeding some cows. I want leather so we can start enchanting soon, but with the amount that I'm dying, it's probably a long ways off. So we'll just leave those guys. Okay, so I think we got all the clay we need. It's all smelting into brick right now. While we're doing that, I think it's time that we finally start working on our main entrance right here. I think I have a design in mind for this. Maybe you guys can guess what it is while I'm building it. But I think I'll just have it stick out. Maybe just up to this point. I'll have to clear a lot of this excess stuff right here. But while all those bricks are cooking, we'll go ahead and get started on that. Alright, well, if it wasn't obvious while I was building the thing, it's giant creeper face. Look at it, it's pretty nice. We made it double layered so that way I can put some filler blocks in between, which we can go ahead and do now. The blocks that I'm going to be using for the in-between are expensive ones. Wool. I had to go shear almost every single sheep that was over there and dye them black in order to get this much, but I think it'll be enough. We just need 2 blocks for the finishing touches, that being 2 jack-o'-lanterns. That should do it. I think these are my first jack-o'-lanterns. There we go. Never mind. There we go. Okay. So I kind of had this idea while I was building it because I wanted a way to at least try and light it up, or at least light up the eyes. And we'll go ahead and see how this works. Place these pumpkins down right here. Block it off right there. And then for the eye portion, place down these, and then a glass block right there. We can't dye these yet, so they're just going to be plain glass, but I don't think it'll look bad. Alright, let's check it out. Final reveal. Bam. Honestly, that looks kind of nice. I like the way the glass kind of makes it look like it's pupils that are staring down at you. I think that'll work good. We'll have to wait for it to turn nighttime in order for it to get the full effect, but I think that turned out pretty good. So I think we'll just place some doors right there. I'm going to need to make a little kind of bridge entranceway because it is a little higher up. And I do want to keep this water right here. It's just so it acts as like maybe a mini moat. I think is pretty neat. Here. There we go. I think we'll just use plain, just planks for this part. I don't think it needs to be too complicated. But the terraforming on this went, it went okay. I mean, it's not perfect, especially if we look like up top, up here. I tried to make it look like it was naturally coming from the mountain, and that this was just kind of built into it. I think I accomplished that. I might build it up a little bit more there and flatten it right there because it looks a little grid-like right there, but I think we'll keep it for now though. See how I feel about it later. Okay, so I think I got a little layout planned for this. I think if we just place some stairs right here. I want to make this so it's not intruding too much on the actual creeper face itself. So we just make some slabs right there. Throw these logs up, and then we can put some fences right here just so you can act like you're not going to fall off when you actually are. Okay, and you can't walk up on those. Great. You know, I don't think I like the wood slabs. Maybe we'll get some plain stone slabs going and see how that works. Oh man, it's only 3. Okay, temp number 2. I think that works. Go ahead, get rid of that. Or maybe the transition's a little better when it's like that. Can't do any like upside down stuff, but that might look cool. Yeah. I think that's pretty neat. Nothing too fancy. But you go up, enter the creeper face. I don't know if I'll put... Maybe we can try putting some fences right there, see how I feel about it. Maybe even if it's just 2, just 1 and 1 right there, they're kind of floating. We'll leave it for now. We'll see how I feel about it later, but I think it's okay. It's nothing too fancy. I really need to take care of that and move those guys. But I think that's our entrance almost complete. Hold on. Last step. We'll need the doors and our pressure plates back. Let's see if I can place these correctly. Oh. I forgot that was a problem in this version. Well, we'll just have to live with it because I already made it uniform, so... well, I guess they're just free to walk in whenever they want. Yippee. Alright. Not too shabby, not too shabby. That's neat. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to expand this just over the edge with, I think just 2 layers of brick will do, maybe 3. We can change it later depending on how I feel about it, but like I said, everything is just kind of a, we're just testing it out right now. So we'll get a nice ring going for this, and then I wanted the main meat of the tower to be made of stone. I'm not sure how tall we'll make it. I'm not even sure the build limit on this, if we're being honest. Maybe we'll up this probably to like 20 blocks. Might be a little bit of a weird transition when you're coming up, but I think it'll look, I don't think it'll be too bad. Yeah, stone, brick, and stone, they're close enough together that the transition shouldn't be too much of an issue. So I'll go ahead and build this up, and then I'll show you. I'll show you the cool thing I was thinking of. Okay, so went ahead and I think we're gonna just do 12 blocks high, not including this foundation part and the roof. So the actual tower, for lack of a better word, shaft, will be 12 blocks high. And the idea that I had for the bricks is not just the foundation here, but I kind of want to have like a cool looking almost swirl type texture that's going to wrap around the whole tower, kind of like a spiral, I think. Go ahead and just make a basic form of it right there. I think that'll look good. I'll go ahead and think I wanted to have 2 different spirals, so one over there, and then next one will be right here. Can't do anything too advanced with the limited block movement with like half slabs and stuff, but I think this might turn out okay. I almost feel like maybe it's a little too sheer, and it kind of transitions weird when it goes from the angles to the flat surface. I'll go ahead and play around with this a bit, and we'll see what kind of design I can figure out. Okay, so it's hard to get a really good angle of this because of where it's positioned. I might try even looking from over there. But I think adding 2 extra spirals to it helped out. So instead of just having one on either side, I have one on every single side. So that way it wraps wholly around. Now I'm kind of thinking it might be a little too thick on there, but we'll leave it for now because I'm still not sure how I feel about it. I like aspects of it, but I almost wonder if I can do a spiral where instead of these are vertical, I can try out the horizontal way. Instead of 2 up, it's 2 to the side. Maybe I'll try that before I decide on anything. But let me know how you feel about this. I'll go try the other one, and then we'll see which one kind of works better. Okay, so this is what having it kind of at a horizontal angle will look like. Honestly, I think I'm kind of feeling it a little bit more than the other one, just because the incline is less severe on these. At least it looks like that. It's kind of the concept of, if you have a short face, you want taller hair, or if you have like a tall face, you want shorter hair, just so it doesn't, look disproportional. So we have a tall tower, and we don't want tall, like spirals going with it. We want horizontal ones. So I think I'll keep it like this for now. If you guys like it the other way, let me know. I might consider changing it. Nothing is really set in stone right now. So I think all that's really left to do for this is to build the roof, and I kind of have something in mind. That'll require, I think we have enough stone for that downstairs. But I kind of want to do with it another spiral. I know, original. But this time, maybe this is a good angle. Yeah, this is a decent angle. This time I want it to be a reverse spiral of this, so it'll go the opposite direction. And I'm thinking it'll be made out of, actually I might be able to make some right now. It'll be made out of just regular stone or stone bricks, but the main meat of it will be half slabs. Stone half slabs, just because I think it'll contrast pretty well. So I'll go ahead and play around with that, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so ran into a couple problems with the roof in that spiral thing, in that I keep forgetting that I can't do upside down half slabs. So that really hindered my ability to try and do that. And also I remembered that in this version the height limit is like 128, so these mountains that are like over here are kind of, I think at least, probably peaking, at least getting close to that. So I went ahead and just, after much effort in trying to make the spiral work and not being able to, I managed to just make a pretty simple roof. Nothing too fancy. I think in future versions I want to have some upside down ones to add some just depth to it, but overall I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. It's definitely a bit more of an exotic build, even with the limited block palette that I have. I don't plan on making too many things that are, this fancy. I kind of like simple builds, but every now and then a nice kind of differing shape build is fun to do. So I think that's all I have time for today. Possibly off camera I might be able to polish this up a little bit more, but I really need to go do other important things that take up more of my time than this, unfortunately. But I think we'll call it good for today. So thank you guys for coming out to watch, and catch you in the next one.